In the last video, I was buttoning up my MK4 Golf after replacing the clutch, but I had to stop because I had a broken T-fitting that I had to find a solution for. In this video, I pick up where I left off. So I was removing the broken part of the T out of the tube, and as I suspected, this plastic is just crumbling. I went in to grab it with my pliers, and only the part that I grip with the pliers comes out. But the condition of this T is not something you want to be running with because it can break at any time. So that makes me want to replace that one as well. But yeah, so I'm going to keep picking at it, and I might just get all new tubing. As it goes with old cars sometimes, I'm having to take a lot of this tubing off because this hose clamp will not come off of this tubing. So I still need to get into that. And as you can see, there's a mismatch of different type of hose clamps. So this area has been fiddled with at some point. Also took off this one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take all this off and just redo the hose clamp situation because this one was a fight. That one was okay, but this one here, yeah, it's not behaving. So more delays, more delays. So for the hoses that are messed up, I went to the auto parts store and got some hose. And I also went to the hardware store and got new T-fittings as well as new hose clamps. And it took a while because I had to look up some chemical compatibility charts to make sure that these were compatible with coolant or ethylene glycol. I also checked to see if the temperature would withstand operating temperatures for the coolant in a car. It was on the upper limit, but it should withstand. And if it doesn't, I'm okay with being the guinea pig because if it works fine, it's another way to source parts for our cars when they're either discontinued by the manufacturer, not available locally at the store quickly, and you don't want to wait. So that's what I did. This piece of tubing, I mean, it is brittle, and I'm going to replace it with this. And I'm going to replace this T with this one because it is a much better fit. It's a great fit. So this tubing is good, and this one is also messed up. So I'm going to replace it with this straight piece, and I believe the turn will be soft enough in the car that it won't kink. Okay, I'm going to try this. I've seen others do it. Let's see if it works for me. So there. Hopefully this will fit back in the car. Get on there. And let's see if this behaves itself because it has to tee up with these guys. And I think it will. And the new hose clamps on, but I don't know if the hose clamps are applying enough pressure. It's a great fit, but they're just a little too easy to disengage. But I'm gonna give it a shot. If they don't leak, I'm gonna call it good, but this may be something I revisit later. But I got everything done here, here, and here. So now I can put the intake tube back on and continue reassembling the rest of the car. And I forgot where this little plug went, and it goes right behind the shift cables underneath the bracket. Yeah, it was easy to forget. See, it goes right there. I might have screwed myself by putting the power steering lines on before I put the starter back in. But I don't think I did. This bracket goes on the top bolt of the starter. All of this can slide right back on. Again, there's a slot right under here. Let's see if I can get it to go back on. Yeah. And that's where it lives. Let's see what connections I got to plug back up. Should only be like 2. Let's see. So this one, does it go here? It fits like it goes there. And this one goes right back here on the starter. And this goes right back on the starter. There we go. So now all I have to do is fill up the coolant and reattach the axles, and of course put the wheels back on, and then replace the fenders. But if I get the wheels back on and refill the coolant, then I can drive it. I took a quick break and then I got right back at it and started reinstalling the axles. I don't know why I had such a time lining everything up, because last time it didn't seem that bad. But now everything's lined up and I'm just going to tighten them all up. This is how easily I remember them going in. So finally, the axles are reconnected. So now I think coolant is all that is left before I drop the car and take it for a test drive. I actually do have some G12 coolant on hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and start filling it back up. That looks awfully not pink. And if you watch closely, you can see the level slowly going down. And I guess this is a good time to put the battery back in. Yeah, one day I'm going to remedy this situation. One day. But that's the way it is now. I am tempted to start it, but I'm gonna do that in the morning. I'm about to go to work, but I'm gonna start it up, let the thermostat open once, and then I'm gonna leave and let the coolant settle. But this will be the first time I've started this car in a long time, so kind of excited. And it'll be a chance for me to check to make sure there's no leaks. All right, so the thermostat has opened. So now I'm gonna turn the car off and top off the coolant. Yeah, so the instructions in the manual say let the thermostat open, then turn off the car, allow it to cool and top off the coolant. So I'm gonna let it cool off while I'm at work. So I am back from work and the coolant has settled and cooled all the way. It is a little bit below the min line. So I'm gonna bring it back to the min line. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty hot. The Golf is drivable for the first time in, I don't know, 3 weeks or 4 weeks, because the clutch was pretty bad. So yeah, the World Cup is on, but I think I'm gonna move my other cars and go for a test drive, at least a short one. And I really do want to replace these fenders, but that doesn't have to happen in the garage on jack stands. That can happen in the driveway or at work or at my mom's house. I want this space to be cleared up for other work. So let's go for that drive. So that took a lot longer than I planned, but I've been driving the car for about 3 weeks now and everything is good. The clutch engages as it should, and I'm enjoying the car again. If you would like to follow along as I continue to improve my MK4 Golf, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things that I have already done, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.